Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hello, hello, hello. Right, my name is Silas Freedom, or Freedom Silas. Right, today I'm going to demonstrate and to introduce to you the Gangsta Fib, right? So this video is going to be just for Gangsta Fib. What it is, where it came from, and how I use it, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how easy it is for you to do the TA very effectively and quickly. Okay, so this is an empty canvas, right? Bitcoin, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of the volume as an indicator, so it's out of the way, nice and clean. This is one of my old presets, right? Instead of red and green, I'm using blue and pink. Okay, neon blue, neon pink. Okay, so blue goes up, pink goes down. All right, just to be out of the psychological space of the green and red, the good and bad, right? So what is the Gangsta Fib? Well, back in the day, when I was searching to break down my price action into nice levels, easy for me to see, easy for me to trade and take decisions, I came to the idea that I needed to break down an area, a range, okay? And just to demonstrate what do I mean by a range, because I don't mean an horizontal range, I mean a vertical range. And what do we mean about vertical range? Vertical range can be, let's go to the weekly time frame. A vertical range is a weekly candle, not just a weekly. I'm saying weekly because I'm using a weekly time frame. Okay, so a weekly range for me will be that. So let me mark that with a box for you to see. That is a weekly range. Okay, so I marked that candle from top to the bottom, so that is a vertical range. Okay, so I wanted to break, for this example, that weekly candle, and I was going through the tools to find a nice tool that can split my candle into nice, lovely, I don't know, maybe 2 levels. Let's have a look. So I used to use the gun box, right? And let me transform the gun box into the original format, because this is not how it is. Okay, so let me reset, apply defaults. So when you open a gun box, this is what it is. It's a box with squares, right? And it belongs to the Fibonacci family. So it has the Fibonacci sequence numbers horizontally and vertically. That's why you have these boxes, right? But I wasn't interested into the vertical lines. I was interested in the horizontal lines. So I went into settings, right? And I took out all the time levels, which are the vertical lines. So I took them off, right? And I came to the, let's say, remove the background to make it nice and clean. Remove the background just to make it nice and clean. Labels only on the one side. I don't need to have both sides. And then I wanted to have prefixed levels. And you see here, you've got 0, 38.2, 618, which is the golden zone, 1, 25, 5, 75. I said, okay, what if I remove the Fibonacci sequence numbers and I'm keep only the fixed numbers like 0, 25, 5, 75, 1. So that basically what it does is splits my lines into quarters, right? So my vertical candle will be split down into lovely quarters. So it's going to be 4 zones: zone 1, zone 2, 3, and 4. Like, that's a nice idea. Let's put that in play and see, how that is going to work. And because it's got like different colors, I'm like, I don't like different colors. I like to be nice and unique. So I went down to the little tool here and I made it white. I said, okay, yeah, now it's too blunt. Everything is white. And so, okay, I need to do some differentiation here, just a little bit. Maybe white is too bright for the screen because my background is black. So let's go for gray. A little bit, you know, lines a bit thinner, right? Not to be too abstract to your chart, right? So now all nice and gray. I'm going into it, and then I'm going to change the starting point, right? I'm going to put my starting point into this lovely nice green and the end point green. And I would like to know as well the middle line. And I said, okay, what if I do red? And I came up with this idea, with this kind of design. I said, nice, I like that. Okay, cool. Now, let's put that in play. Okay, how are you going to do this? Well, now that we are on the weekly range, okay, weekly time frame, so let's find a weekly candle. I'm going to take out of the blue, doesn't matter which one it is, because now we're going to demonstrate, right? So that was, let's say, my candle box locked up on this weekly candle and broke this area with these levels, right? And this is weekly now. So let me lock my candle box in place, and then let's go down to a smaller time frame, like 12 hours, and let's have a look a little bit what the price action was doing within these lines. And I'm like, this is the weekly range, the very top and the very bottom, right? I draw these lines based on this price action here, and then I see later in future that price action is respecting these lines. And I'm like, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, look at that. And I'm like, I think I found a nugget here, golden nugget. I said, okay. Looks nice. And this is what I used to do, right? This is what I used to do with a gun box. And then let's say that, let's pretend that the price went out of the range of the gun box, right? And it was going further up. I wanted to continue. And I said, okay, how am I going to continue this one? And you know what I used to do? I used to copy the gun box, right? And I was trying to copy, paste it, and then trying to, let me unlock one of them. And I needed to move them above, something like this, manually. And then I found that even those, when I moved the gun box further up by hand, right, I see that, if I carry on doing that, the gun box can be very helpful to the new levels. I mean, let me move that to the right a little bit. But you see how hard it is for me to keep it intact and be exactly on the same spot and stuff like that. So it was giving me a hard time. I was spending a lot of time to make things perfect, right? But look at that, even further up, like extension the gun box, it was very useful. I mean, all these levels were making sense to me. I was like, ooh, I like that. Okay. And then I said, I can't do this. I can't do this all the time and, trying to match it and out of the blue. I said, I need to find a new solution. So let me clear all these. Okay. And I came up with the question to myself, what if I can use the Fibonacci tool, right? Here's my Fibonacci tool. Double click. I mean, this is the original settings of the Fibonacci. I mean, you know how Fibonacci is, so let me do apply defaults. That's what Fibonacci looks like, right? But I wasn't worried about the numbers because I'm not going to use the sequence of the Fibonacci. What I wanted is to have more fields, more lines at once, right? And I'm like, nice idea. So what I did, I created a template with exactly the same numbers, right? So let me go to template number 4. Here it is. Here's my number 4, exactly the same with a gun box, right? So you go the 0, the 25, the 50, which is red, 75, and 100. Okay, now the direction, it doesn't matter because all the lines are equal distance. So it doesn't matter which one is 0 and which one is 1, or which way you're going to draw it, from top to bottom or bottom to top. It doesn't matter at all, right? It doesn't matter. So I said, okay, cool. Now I need to extend that to either side. Okay, I said, okay. So then I created a template of 8, right? Why is the 8? The 8 was to have a division within the 24. So let me demonstrate. Let's do that back to 4. Let's bring that back to 4. So I'm going to do side-by-side comparison here. So let's go to any candle. Let's find 2 candles are very close to each other. Let's pretend I'm going to take that red candle. Okay, here it is, red candle. I'm going to expand that a little bit to the left, this time to the left. Here it is. And for this demonstration, I'm going to move the prices to the left as well. Or it doesn't matter for the prices, okay? Or let's put the prices, but let's do them the labels to the left. Okay. Now I'm going to do another one. Okay. Another Gangsta Fib can box, and this time I'm going to put the template of 8 to demonstrate what's the difference, and I'm going to put the labels to the right, which is correct, and I'm going to move that to the right. So let's move that to the right. Here we are. So we have splitted the same candle, right, into 4 sections. And the difference with the template number 8 is doing an extra division in between. Okay, so let me make these lines a bit thicker so you can see them. Okay, so you see we have same starting point and ending point, but it has extra middle lines. So if that is 25% and that is another 25%, okay, that is 12.5, and that is another 12.5, and together they do the 25%. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And why did I need to do this? Because sometimes when I was drawing the gun box, the in-between levels, the distance was too big, and instead of deleting the gun box and do the whole thing, the process with another candle, I said, what if I can split the levels, keep the same starting point, the same range, but split the levels in between. And that gave me a great help with the price action. We're going to put this in the practice as well. And later on, what I've done is I said, I like the 8, let me do some extensions. And I have extended exactly the same sequence, like the same distance above, right? And because it did happen to be in a token that the price even succeeded, went past my extensions, I said, okay, what if I do more extensions? Let's take that to another level, right? So I change and I have extensions 3, and now extension 3 goes all the way further up. Okay, and now I have one tool with multiple lines, and I can break my chart, my TA, into nice equal sequenced levels, right? So I'm going to delete this. So here you have it. Here you have a Gangsta Fib, right? The reason I call it Gangsta Fib is because it was born from the gun box, right? But it was a Fibonacci tool, so I can't call Gan Fib. So I need to come with a new name. So I said, okay, let me think about that one. And because it is not a Fibonacci sequence, so I was breaking the rules here. So I was thinking, yeah, it's kind of a mafia. It's not a Fibonacci, but it's a Fibonacci, right? It's a Fibonacci tool, but it's not a Fibonacci sequence. So it's a mafia. So I said, okay, mafia, gangster. So I said, okay, it's a gangster, right? So I become with a name Gangsta Fib, right? It's a fib, but it's not a fib. It's a Gangsta Fib or mafia fib. Okay, but mafia fib sounds funny, so I said gangster. So Gangsta Fib, okay? That's where the name came from, Gangsta Fib. Now, let's go to how to apply it. So random token is Bitcoin, it's fine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a high time frame, super high time frame. And I have multiple ways to do it. And you can choose any option you prefer, or any option that makes sense to you. Because in the end of the day, whatever you do with your chart, you need to make sure that it makes sense. Okay? If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. Okay? There's no reason for it to be confused. The Gangsta Fib is going to be here for you to help you to break things down. Okay? So, one way of doing this, this is the 3 let me do 3 months so we have more candles. You can see the price action, how it goes, right? It goes from bottom to top and then comes down, correction goes up and then comes down, doing correction. It goes all the way up here, just doing a small correction, another push, correction, right? You get the idea, right? You get all the waves. So you can do the last market cycle correction. So this is the current cycle, that is the previous cycle, right? That was the bull run and that was a correction. So what if I take my Gangsta Fib and I break down the bear market cycle, so to say, right? From the very top to the very, very bottom, okay? We don't need it for the now, the extensions. I'm going to put them back later. So let's go to the normal 8, right? I double click. By the way, for you to lock the lines exactly on the week, you need to press the control on your keyboard, right? So once you hold the bubble, right, the dot from the tool, right, left click and you're still holding, press control, and then automatically you see that once you press it, automatically it goes to one of the 4 points that are fixed on a candle. So what do you have in the candle? You have the top, the close, the opening, and the bottom, right? 4 points. So you can choose which 4 points you want on the candle. So I always go for the top, okay? And I do exactly the same thing with my bottom part of the tool, and I press control and I want to go to the lowest part of that candle. So that is an impulse move to the downside, right? The very top to the very bottom. Double click. I go to the coordinate settings and I'm using the second part of the fields, not the first one. The first one is price. The second one, it's the so to say the coordinates on the horizontal axis. So I can put that to the left, right? Goes to 40, and that goes to the right. I don't know, 61, 62. I don't care about the numbers. I care the visual. I need to cover the area. Okay. Now, just to make sure that it doesn't drift, I'm going to lock it so it doesn't go anywhere. So if I grab it, I will not lose it. Right? It's going to be fixed on point. And now that I've done that nice, lovely design, I can go down to any time frame you like. I love the 12 hours. Okay. So, have a small observation and have a look how price action is respecting these lines, or the other way around, how these lines can be helpful with a price action. Do they cooperate, so to say? Okay, here it is. Right, magic, right? Okay, and then you come to that time that price action is going above, and you say, oh dear, I have no historical data, I don't know where to grab things. What are you doing? Very easy, just enable the extensions. Here you go, template, extensions, and you have extra lines above, right? And have a look what the price is doing even with these extensions. Let me go to a smaller time frame and you have more detail of that price action with these lines, the extension lines. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm very, very happy about this. Now, for this example, let's say that you have this kind of gap, right? You're using the Gangsta Fib in a way that makes sense. You're happy with it. It's fixed, it's locked, but you have an 8% gap. What are you going to do about this? Okay, then I came with imagination again. I put my imagination up and said, okay, what if I can break this zone with another Gangsta Fib. So what I'm doing, I'm creating another Gangsta Fib. This time I don't need to go with extensions. 4 or 8 is going to be enough. Here it is, 4 and 8. All I have to make sure is, let me bring my other Gangsta Fib a bit closer. Okay, here it is. All I have to do is I need to make sure that my new Gangsta Fib are matching with these numbers. And the easiest way for you to do it is double click, right, and just copy the number 89, or match the number, shall I say. So 89.069.24, and the bottom one 82, right, 82.378.378.74. Right, now it's done. Perfect. And you can lock that if you like. Lock goes nowhere. And trying to investigate this. Right, look at that. Observe a little bit. Do you want to go to a smaller time frame to have more candles? Do you want to make these lines a bit thicker so you can see? Here it is. Are these lines, you know, you broke one level into another level as well. Are these lines going to be helpful? Yes, they are. Right, look at that. And I'm like, I'm super happy. I'm super excited. Now I can see the levels and I can see what price action is doing. What it's doing currently as we speak. Ooh, we are in a range. Okay. Expect a manipulation and then expect a distribution. But this is another lesson. I'm not going to talk about the power of 3 of distribution, and you know that comes after a manipulation, which manipulation comes after accumulation. That's another lesson. Now, today we're talking about the Gangsta Fib. So, this is a tool. This is how I use the tool. Now, if you want to grab the template, which is very easy, let me bring that. I have a spreadsheet, which I'm more than happy to share with you. Here's my spreadsheet, okay? And I have all the levels with the templates. That's template number 2. So what levels do I have? I have the 0, 50, and 100. So here's the values that you need to add on your Gangsta Fib, right? Or I have all the numbers in here. You can see them with the colors as well. Okay, I try to match the colors as well with the table. So here's a template of 2, 4, 8, extension 1, extension 2, extension 3. Just to have options, right? So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 templates for the Gangsta Fib. All right, and I'm gonna give that link to you on the video description. So this is how I do the Gangsta Fib. Oh, I beg your pardon. That was option 1, how to apply the Gangsta Fib. Okay, so we did on a high time frame. We did the correction, right, of the previous cycle. So we grabbed a Gangsta Fib because of the correction. What else can you do? Yep, I'm going to remove them. What you can do, you can come back again to, I need to find an example that, let's pretend that you don't have that price so high, okay? And you need, because the approach that I usually do, I mean, let's bring another example. Let's bring another example. I'm going to go to a random, I don't know, I'm going to go to a random token. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's good enough. Now, when you have price action that has a lot of historical data on the left, okay, you need to break down a known area. It means you need historical data. You need data from the price that traveled, and you need to break them down. And I'll come back to make sense into that. So I choose a high time frame. It doesn't matter what it is. Any high time frame that has enough data for you to use. Okay. So this is the current candle, and I'm going to ignore this. Why? Because it's still developing. Okay. It's under progress. I cannot use this because I don't have fixed points. However, the candle next to it on the left, it has data, right, above and below my current price. The current price is here, $3.46. Okay, that's the current price. Do I have a candle that has enough data above and below, right? Now that happens to be equal. If you're not happy with this one, or you are very skeptical, you need more data, it's fine. Look to the left, you have another candle that has more information, okay? And be, use that. No, I don't need to create an alert. Okay, here it is. I'm creating the Gangsta Fib. I'm using the Gangsta Fib because of these candle. So what you're going to do, expand that to the right. Okay, here it is. Expand that to the right. Lock it. Go down to a smaller time frame. And here you have your levels. Observe a little of the levels and see if that candle was any help. The historical data is any help to the current data. And have a look. Right? You're going to decide that if it's going to be any help. Okay? I see support here. I see support here. I see resistances, support, resistance. It hits on the lines. So these lines can be very, very helpful for you to see the levels and take action to what price action is doing with these lines. Okay? So far, what do you see for this example, for this Cyber USDT? That is holding support here, holding support here, holding support here. It's on the downtrend. This is a high. This is a lower high. It's coming down. So I'm guessing that it's going to find a strong support here, maybe. And then later, we're going to see some consolidation, maybe a small manipulation, and then go up with distribution, maybe. I'm not trying to guess. I'm just giving you an idea how you can think when you have the lines. You're thinking of going consolidating here and not there or there or there, right? That's why you have the lines, to give you an aid whereabouts you expect, right? What do you expect this line to be a support? Because it acted as resistance and later it acted as support. So you guessing that support may be strong, maybe not, you don't know, but it bounced here, it bounced here, it bounced in here. Why not one more time? Okay, we will see if it's going to be insisting to stay here, right? Maybe someone's going to short it and sell it, and then maybe it's going to break it. You never know. Or a bunch of people, they're going to see this as a support and then decide to buy this token, right? And then going to short it up. Anyway, you can see that in the future. However, this is the lines. This is how you can use option B. Okay, how to do it. Option A, you can do an impulse, like swing low, swing high. You can use that all leg to break them down. Okay, or you can go to a high time frame and just pick a candle that has enough data on the left. Right, you need to know where is your current price. Now I choose 6 months. I don't have candle on the left with data below my current price, so it's not good. I'm going to change another time frame, and then you go to 2 months, 1 month, until you get enough candles, right, or data from the left, historical data, for you to break them down. So option A, impulse move, swing high, swing low, or B, option B, grab a historical candle, right, that has enough data above and below your current price. And you never pick the candle that is running. Even that I'm on the monthly, I'm not going to use a monthly. I'm going to use any candle before. So if I was going to use a monthly, right, then I can correct this. I said I'm going to use the monthly, right, and I'm going to use that candle. I'm more comfortable with that candle. So you pick the top and the bottom. Make sure they are fixed and nice. Go to the right. Take that a little bit to the left. You can take that to the left as much as you like for you to compare. Right? Okay. Lock it. Go to your time frame that you like to observe and have a look. Your new monthly Gangsta Fib, how that worked in the past and in the future. And you're like, oh, wow, look at that. 50%. How significant that is. 50% of the level is always significant. So you see, it bounced from here, support, it lost it. It came like 1, 2, 3 levels, almost 3 levels, and then turned around. Okay, and look what happened here as well. it came down, break the 50, trying to break above, it did not hold it, came down, resistance, one more time and lost it, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now it broke it and kind of failing the 50. Will it come all the way down to 3.2? You're going to see that soon, okay? So the Gangsta Fib is there for you to help you to break your chart into levels, and for you to see the levels and for you to decide what are you going to do with these levels, okay? There is no wrong way of using it. Option A or option B, both are correct, okay? Either you're going to do swing high, swing low. You can do it. Here it is. Let's do one now. This is swing high, the highest point, and that is the swing low, the lowest point. Can you do that, Gangsta Fib, to break down that impulse? Of course you can, right? And then what are you going to do? Move that to the left. I'll do that manually. Minus 100. Okay. Minus 200. Okay, that's good. And I'll bring that to 300. 320. Here we are. You got your levels. Lock them. And you can make a note if you like. If you wish to make a note, you can click in the middle of the tool, of the lines, right? So you can say this is last correction. Okay, and that's a little note for you to remember what kind of range that is. Okay, and just put the text to the right. Here it is, last correction. So you know where, you know, how you drew that. Okay, and now you have your levels and what that token is doing is in the range. Okay, and you're waiting for the breakout. It hasn't broken out yet. Okay, so maybe you would like to build a position as low as possible if you believe that token, you know, you're going to do a search about, you know, cyber. What is cyber? You know, what is it? What it represents? Does it have a utility? You know, are other people going to be interested? If they're going to be interested and going to be a movement, then make sure you buy as low as possible, right? According to the last correction, you are in the discount area. Anything below the 50% is the discount area. Anything above the 50% is the premium area. Very expensive, very cheap. So you need to buy as low as possible. And this is kind of the lowest, right? I'm not saying now you buy this one. I'm just doing an observation, okay? How you see things once you have all these lines in place, okay? To make your trading more easy, more practical, and faster for you to do your TA, your daily TA. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like this video. I'm going to keep it short, half an hour, just to demonstrate only what a Gangsta Fib is, how it started. It started with a gun box. A gun box did not have enough fields for me to fill the lines. I needed more extra lines in between, above, extensions. Now you know how to use it according to a swing high, swing low, or to a fixed candle size, like 3 months, 6 months, monthly, weekly, it doesn't matter. That has to do with your trading style. If you are, let's say, a day trader or intraday trader, which means multiple trades within a day, then you're going to use the previous day candle size for you to see what are you going to do the current day, okay? If you are a swing trader, probably you're going to use a weekly and monthly candle for you to pick a swing, okay, with a swing high, swing low. If you are an investor, then you're going to use higher time frames, like, you know, 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, you know, as long that the token has enough data for you to play with, okay? If you are intraday trader, there is no sense to use the swing high and swing low range, okay? Because if I go now to 5 minutes, right? Look the price action and look where the lines are. Like you have one line up there and the other line is down here, right? That is no good for a day trader or, you know, scalper. Too wide, okay? So what the scalper is going to do? Let me clear everything. A small demonstration. I'll go to the daily, right? And I'm going to use the previous day candle, and I'm going to say, okay, that's the previous day candle. Do I have enough data above and below? Right, it's a down move. Maybe not this one. I'll use that one because it's a little bit deeper, right? Because it's on its way down anyway. So I'm not taking chances here. So I'm going to grab my Fibonacci based on a previous day candle, right? Spread that out. Here it is, to the right, a little bit to the left for you to compare. You lock it. Here it is, and now you're going back to your time frame, like 5 minutes, 1 minute, it doesn't matter what it is. And now you have levels. Here it is, you have levels. Now that, for a scalper, it makes sense. Let me minimize that a little bit and make it nice, and here it is. Now you have your levels. And you're like, oh, look at that. It hit the 50%, it could not go above, and it's shooting down. Okay, what do I have currently as we speak? I have this low, I have these highs breaking structure. Okay, it's coming down. Is this going to be a high low? Looks like it. If it's going to be a high low, that means it's going to go higher. It's going to try to break these 50% later on. Okay, if not, then you're going to see a continuation. So for a scalper now, you have your lines. If I'm going to break this line, I'm going to go short up to here. I'm scalping from here to there. That's it. If it wants to go higher, I'll, if I see that it's claiming this level, then I can go from here to there. Right? And this is what you need to do as a scalper. You break a previous day range for you to see what is happening. And you can do with a weekly as well. You can do monthly, weekly, daily, whatever time frame suits you. You need to have levels for you to play around to see what's going on. Okay, look at that. What happened here? Ranging. Okay, it broke out of the range and went down. So that is the manipulation phase, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? And you always want to play the distribution. It's not easy to find, but they are everywhere. Okay? So, now you know. Alright? So, I give you an example as well for scalpers what to do. Okay? If you're in the middle of nowhere, just wait. Just wait. Okay? You just wait because you know this is going to be a resistance. Okay? So, either it's going to get resistance and then you're going to play short, or either it's going to claim it and you're going to play long. Okay? That's why you have the lines there, to help you to make a decision and wait. It's always going to help you to wait until the right moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gangsta Fib for you on any time frame, any time zone, any range, any kind of style, trading style. I hope it's going to be a great help. Down in the video description, it's going to be the link for the spreadsheet, and you can find all the templates. And I'll see you around. And if you like the video, thumbs up. I'll speak to you later. Bye bye. Have a good day.